Hi and welcome to the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. My name's Naomi and I'm coming to you from Leeds in West Yorkshire, where I live with my husband, my young son and our cat. Today is Saturday the 29th of March. Lovely bright sunny day, and I've just been racing around doing the housework and I'm a little bit warm. But I should start to cool down a bit now. So if I'm a bit hot and flustered, that's why. Yes, so we've got a fair bit of catching up to do. Well, before I go into that, just some my socials. So this is a knitting podcast. I do occasionally do a bit of crochet. I've not got any crochet today, I don't think. No, it's all knitting. And yeah, I'm a big apocalyptic fan, all the films and all that kind of thing. Forever knitting for the apocalypse, whatever that may end up being. Got a few contestants for the runnings at the moment. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for bearing with me. I will get back to more regular recordings. Just been a little bit poorly the last few weeks. Nothing serious, just some side effects to my medication, which was just stealing any kind of brain function that I had. Anyway, I've got a fair bit to show you. I hope that you are all keeping well. I know it's been a bit of a funny old week, so sending lots of love and kindness to you if you've had a bit of a rough one. Anyway, shall we crack on? I worked out that I've got 4 finished objects to show you. I've got to sort out my glasses because they're sliding off. Where should we go first? I'm going to try and see if I can remember all the patterns and all the wools and all that, but I'll be putting my little boxes on if I forget. And there will be times, because I think the brain fog is still a little bit there, so we'll see what we're doing. First up is the anthology shawl. Not a shawl, it's a throw. Are we ready? I might have to stand up for this one. Let's see if I can move the camera a little bit. So, wow. Because I realise this is probably the first time that you've seen it where it's not like scrunched up into like a bag. And it is, so if I put it on the floor here, it's almost as big as me. And I think, let me just sort the camera back out. Thank you. I wanted it to, I was just that paranoid that it wasn't going to be as big as I wanted it to be. But I will put a picture in here of it spread out. And we have a super king size bed because I am over 6 foot. And yeah, it's just a really nice size, so I'm really, really happy. So the wool that I used was the Ducky Darlings 2023 Advent Calendar, which I won't go through all the colours because you've seen them all. And then I finished with a border. It's so pretty. And yeah, so the Advent Calendar was Ducky Darlings, I think I said that. And the edging I did with Red Squirrel and June. I held it together with like a natural peachy blush. And the main colour, like the purples and the blacks, was, I think it's Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Silhouette. I'll put a thing in there. I'm not going to apologise for every little thing that I forget because there might be bits and pieces like that. So I'll just be spending the whole half an hour just apologising So no, it took me 3 evenings, 3 whole evenings just to cast it off. And you know, you think to yourself, it'll take a couple of hours, okay, I'll get it done in one evening. I was just going and going and going, but we got there. And I've been alright, because I've been weaving in the ends as we went along, so there wasn't a huge amount. And then, yes, then I blocked it. I didn't block it fully stretched out because I don't have that many mats. So what I did was I think I even put it in the washing machine on a wool wash, and then put it on the spin cycle, like the lowest spin cycle I could. I think I put it on a 20-degree temperature wash, and then I put it on the line, just kind of folded it over like in a big semicircle and stretched it out as much as I could. And then I put it on the mats, but I folded it into quarters and kind of stretched out as much as I could. So absolutely love it, and it felt good to get a big finish object out the way. So I'm just folding that away. The next finish object I had, because try again. Oh god, I just ended up chucking it on the floor. The next finish object I had, I think the first week or so I didn't have the cognitive function to do an awful lot more than just garter stitch, to be honest with you. It was that kind of memory recall, and you're kind of doing sequences of patterns. It was just complete shot. So I just thought, do you know what, I've got plenty of plain knitting things that I can do. I've not got it to show you, so I'll have to put a picture up here. So this was the, what's it called? I think it's called the Great Big Marl, or the Big Marl. And it's a free pattern from Hedgehog Fibres. It's on Ravelry, and it's also, there's a link to it on their website if you go into the pattern section. I did it on 8mm needles. It's a free pattern. I said that already. I did it on 8mm needles, and it's a brilliant way to just get rid of loads of little mini scraps. If you've got like a 50-gram ball that you don't really want, you just kind of chuck anything in really. So I did that. That's for my brother, so he let me take a picture of it quickly before I left. I did forget to weigh it. I got him to weigh it on some kitchen scales, and he reckons it was about, I think it's about 1.1 kilo. So I thought, but it was so squishy. It was really, really nice. I'm not gonna lie, it did feel like a bit of a slog in the second half, and I thought the second half would go quicker because you were decreasing. It's like a corner to corner. And I got to the point I thought, you know what, I need to finish this, and then that's done. So that's 2 blankets I've finished this year so far. That's good. I then did my Sophie shawl, because I thought that'll be quick. I weighed the wool for when you start off. So there's the Sophie scarf from Petite Knits, and the way the pattern goes is you do all your increases up to a certain whatever, and then you make a note of how much weight of the yarn that you've used to that point. So then you knit straight for a bit to when that same weight is remaining, and then you decrease, and then you've used it all up. Well, obviously I must have messed up the calculations and I lost at the game chicken, so I had to tink back all the decreases, which was a fair bit of knitting. But I thought I'll just do it straight away. I'm not going to put it down, because if I put it down I'll not pick it back up. So I redid it, and then I almost did it again, but I did manage to kind of do it, and that was what I was left with. So I've just got 2 ends to weave in. So the yarn is, I'm going to put it on, I don't think I've even tried it yet. The yarn is by Mothie and the Squid. Oh, it feels nice. Mothie and the Squid. Colourway is called Winter Berries, and this is DK. And yeah, it just kind of goes round like a cute little necktie. I know it doesn't really go with the top that I'm wearing. So can you see that? It's very, very posh, very nice and smart, so I do like that. And it's just got like a nice, you're knitting like an iron cord as you go along. So yeah, I do this, you know, I finish all my shawls, all my socks just as we're coming out of the winter. But then, do you know what? We get all the winters, don't we? So yeah, that is the 2 ends. So I like that. I'm gonna weave those in. So that was number 3. But I didn't want to have a cast on party, because I felt like the way my headspace was at, I didn't want to have too many things and just feel really like overfaced with everything. I then went on to finish my hat. So this is, come on, think. The pattern is the Angel Hat by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, and the yarn is Haunted Mansion, I believe, Haunted Mansion by Flu Fibres, and it's on the Aran weight. Now I have a thing of hats, when I do hats for myself, they never seem to be long enough for what I like. They always end up just kind of going there, and I like my ears to be covered. So I have worn this a couple of times, and to me it's the best fitting hat I've got so far. And I like it's just had like a little bit of a spiral pool in there, which I'm not a big fan of pooling, but this was okay. And then when you went onto the pattern, it was all like jumbled up, and it did have a teeny bit of a pool there, but I thought, well, do you know what, no one's really going to be looking at the top of my head much, are they? And it's all right, it's fine. So yeah, I have this amount left of the ball, so I think that's about 40 grams, 35 grams. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, do a pom-pom with that. I thought, no, I cannot do pom-poms to save my life. It's just, no. I don't know what it is. I'm a slurp of tea. I don't know if I tight it, don't do it tight enough at the end. I don't know if I'm wrapping it up enough, but I'd rather just buy one of those fake fur ones that you can just like button in or sew in. But then I never get around to doing it anyway. Anyway, so that's that. So I think that is all the finished objects that I've got to show you. I know I normally do the acquisitions or whatever at the end, but I might do it now because it is a project bag, and so I'll show that as I go along. I've not bought anything. I've not bought any wool for a month. No, I've not bought anything since the Blackpool wool show. But as you well know, on Instagram there is plenty of competitions where you say for it to be in a chance to win this, you have to like the page, comment and tag your friends and all that kind of thing. And when I was off, and this came at such a lovely time because I felt I wasn't in a happy place at the time, and I entered this competition a few days before and I blooming won it. I won. I never win anything, right? So this is a gorgeous bag from Hedgehog Fibres, and it was part of the, I think it's called the Spring Petal range. And I don't know if you can see, but this is actually like silk. Like silk, it is silk. And then it's got some more stiffer wadding inside. And I was just absolutely flabbergasted. And it's got the drawstring. I absolutely love it. I love that black contrast with that. So thank you ever so much to Hedgehog Fibres for that. You made a girl very happy. Still can't get over it. So in here, I ended up, now this was a test to my brain when, after been a couple of weeks, and I wanted to see if there was improvement there. So I wanted to kind of cast on something a bit more challenging, just to see how I'd fare. Now I did mess up the increases a tiny bit, but I managed to get away with it. So I thought, I'm not thinking back. I cast on my Hoodie Shawl cardigan by toooo Knits. Oh my goodness me. It's been a really lovely knit so far. It's, once I got going with it, it kind of felt like a nice TV knitting. Just realised I'm in the middle. Might be in the middle of a row, I just started a row. I'll have to have a see. I'll be ready. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. So I spoke about the wool last time, so you could see them held up together, and the dark purple, look at that, oh, check my nails. I don't normally go with blue, I kind of go for like pink and black, but I really like this one, and that one, just got a bit good. Anyway, the dark purple, I think I've got it. No, I've put it away somewhere. It's the dark purple is by River Knits, and it's called Galaxis, I want to say. I will check it out. And the gorgeous orangey purple, that is just, I can't even how that goes. I absolutely love it. Is by Woolly Mamas, and it's, I want to say Desert Storm. It's Desert something. I will put the thing in here. And so I will be apologising all the way through. And then do you remember me saying that I was struggling to find the right contrast to go with it? And in the last episode, I think I held up that Easy Knits one with the soft grey. Well, well, does that or does that not fit the bill? It is lovely. Now, one thing I noticed, so I had 2 skeins of this, so I think the pattern kind of calls for like 2 of each skeins, which is perfect because that is what I have. But the 2 skeins that I have, with it being in indie dyed wool, we know that no 2 skeins are the same unless it's like a solid block colour and it's the same batch or things like that. I don't know if you can see, but when I wound them up, both up, this one has a far more colour, like longer colour splodges as I call them, than this one. So I didn't even notice that when they were in a skein, so I'm really glad that I wound them both up at the same time together and noticed it, because then what I've done right from the get-go is I've done alternating skeins, so every 2 rows swapping them, which I think has got quite a nice effect. But you see what I mean? There's some rows that I've got like loads of colours and some that are, but I quite like that because I mean the yoke is stripy anyway, so I thought, yeah. But I thought, can you imagine if I just knitted with one and then it's like it would be really noticeable. I'm on to the, what size am I doing? Let me have a little look. I'm doing size number 4, which is a 46 inch. The sizes are quite inclusive on this one. It goes up from palpitations. It goes from 34 inch right up to 62 inch chest circumference. So I think that's really good. So, yep. I don't know at the minute if I'm going to do the hood or not. I'm going to see what the yardage situation is at the end, and if I like it as it is, or if I want to put a hood on. But yeah, I am still on the, I was going to say I'm still on the first skein of this, but then, oh yeah, I don't have to. I was sat there thinking, oh, it's not attached, and that's because I'm not working on it. Oh, do you know? These are the 2 skeins that I've, these are the remnants of what I've used so far on the first of the 2 of each skeins. Look at that. So that is that. Me being me, I would love to have that finished in time for the Leeds Spring into Wool Festival, which is 2 weeks today. And yes, I am ridiculous because it's 4-ply and I will not by any means get anywhere near done, but you know. I wasn't really going to go because I went to the one in Blackpool, but I thought, you know what, I don't need to buy anything. I can literally just kind of go meet some dyers and have a coffee and cake, and well, yes, we know I'm going to buy something. Anyway, so yes, that is that. When I was still in the garter stitch period, as I like to call it, this is a bit more of a long-term whip that I have put into hibernation. This was my 2022 advent calendar by Spectrum Fibre, but it's not just Spectrum Fibre. The pattern that I chose is the Quadrophenia blanket by Kay Jones, and I think you needed something like 28 minis. Well, that's what I've been using, like 4 lots of 7. And my Spectrum Fibre advent calendar was only for 12 times 20 gram minis. So I kind of grouped some colours from stash that I already had, and doing different quadrants. So this is one that I'd already done. So I think the bottom coral and then going up is all Spectrum. Yeah, I think that's all Spectrum. It was a very pinky advent calendar, so I'll show you what I'm doing to kind of mix it up a bit. So that is quadrant 1, and then quadrant 2 I finished. Yay me. Same again, more pink. So I think the bottom 2 is Spectrum. Which is nice, and then a few of those I believe are Easy Knits. They did like a singles mini collection, and I thought, oh, they're really pretty. And then when I got home, I'm thinking, well, I can't really put them in contrast to heel because they'll wear out on the heel. So that's number 2. So we are 50% done on that one. And then I wound up the minis for the next one and thought I'd get that one casted on. Oh, done a fair bit on it really. It's a bit, let me just make it a bit more presentable. So these are more kind of reds and speckles, quadrant. And then I think the last one I've done is all like blues and purples. And then what you do, basically it's like 4 triangles, and then you kind of flat seam them together. So I don't know how big it's going to end up being, but that's quite a nice little grab a project to do. The only thing is, because you got like you do a little bit of something different every other row. I don't want to say too much because it's a paid for pattern, but I can't do it as cinnamon knitting because I'll probably mess it up. But you know, this is living in my Wonder Woman bag, which was made for me as a little present from my friend Natalie. So I do like that. I think it might need a bit of a wash. Spilt some tea on it. Sorry. Okay. So that is that. How are we doing? I'm not boring you too much, am I? No, good. Feel free to pause me while you go and get a cup of tea. I'll take a cup of tea. This is mine. This is Yorkshire tea decaf. Right. I also attempted to pick up my gridline sweater, which is also by toooo Knits. And I did another inch, and it is beautiful. I'm not feeling it yet. So I thought, you know what, I will. So yeah, I added a few more rows onto that. I think you're right. I think I'm just still traumatised from the Gansey, that I'm still associating that 4-ply and navy blue. That's the light there, you can kind of see the grid line squares coming through. So the yarn on that one is from the Wool Chemist, and the colourway is She Lobs Lair. It's lovely Lovely, lovely, lovely. And the pattern is Gridline Sweater by toooo Knits, who's also the designer for the Hoodie Shawl cardigan. And that's what that one looks like. Really nice. So yeah, so that's probably going to just sit and stew for a little while. Socks. I have some socks to show you. So last time I said that I was thinking of doing some socks for my brother in this colourway. This is Martin's Lab, and the colourway I believe is Blue Flame, which is really nice. And I've done one sock. Hurrah! I'm on the second one. I ended up leaving a massive... The reason I left a massive tail is because I've done them top down. So I did, for my cast on, I used like the long tail cast on. And then you see there, I like to do a couple of rows straight before I go in the round, just to help me avoid not twisting stitches. And then I just weave that in and just put a couple of stitches in. I used 2.5mm needles, I believe, on this one, and I've done 20 2x2 rows, and I've cast on 72 stitches. And same again, same as the berry picking socks, I've done a garter stitch ridge, heel flap and gusset. And this is from Kay Jones. I bought her quilt sock pattern because it's got that and the umbrella toe. And that, I didn't do an umbrella toe for this one, I just did a standard wedge heel. So that's where I am on there. And look at this, last night I was very good, and I watched the last 2 episodes of The Jackal last night, and I was working on these rows, which are the like the slip stitch ones, and I thought they were okay, and then that bit was okay. I forgot what that bit's called. I can't remember. It's the heel thingy, isn't it? But when I was picking up the stitches, I was like, I had to wait for the adverts and say, just pause it a minute. So yeah, I've got my stitch markers in, and I'm ready to do the decreases on the gusset. So it always feels good when you've got past that bit, doesn't it? You feel like, oh, we're nearly on the round and round and roundy bit. So that is living in my little grey girls bag, which I do like. Firefly one. A nice little handle on. We're nearly there, guys. What else have we got? Oh yeah, that was my River Knits one, the purple that I'm using on my hoodie shawl. It's Galaxis. I've also cast on some socks for a girl at work who has a special birthday coming up in the summer, summer. So this is very much, put it that way, this is very much her colour palette. I don't think she watches the podcast. It's safe to So it's like a nice maroon. So that, the contrast I'm using is Wine Legs by the lovely Ducky Darlings. I'm using a lot of Ducky Darlings yarn at the moment. Wine Legs, and I think it's the yak, nylon yak base. And then this lovely, like a dusky rosy pink with just some very like subtle flecks, like subtle, what do you call them? Is it flecks? What do you call them? I want to say sprinkles. The word has gone. Speckles. Do you know? Do you know? So this yarn here, I don't have the yarn band but I know it's definitely from Botanical Yarns, and I got it from you know, you go to the show, they do these like bargain buckets, or you know, reduced section, and I saw that, I thought, ooh, that's nice. So that's that. So I've only just started that, but I've got onto the bit where I can just knit round and round and round and round and round. And that is the wine legs. Really nice red wine colour there. So there is a couple of pairs of socks going on. I have had a request for, they did ask very nicely, for a pair of socks, and there's somebody at work who also has a special occasion coming. I'm not going to say who in case Rachel's watching. That's that for you, Rachel, sorry. So I need to decide what colour and everything to do for them. Just thinking aloud. We are nearly there. I think I've just got 2 left to show you. 2. So this is living in my little grey girl's bag. Again, the book one. Love it. Now you remember me saying a little while back that I was like darning my cousin's socks, because I make her a few socks and she absolutely loves them, but like wears holes in them. And there was one pair that was just beyond repair, but I salvaged the wool and wound it up. So I'm using wine legs as a contrast again, and I do believe that this is dye candy. It's all wibbly from when I wound it up. And I'm just going to make her some mittens, because I don't have a huge amount of wool. I think I've got like, they all came up to like, oh god, dropping it. It all came to like 35 grams, I think. Oh my god, it's rolling away. So yeah, but I've paused on that one because in my head I thought, oh right, yeah, I'll just knit up, and like I'll just do like a little like side hole for the fun and all that. But then when I've looked at pictures of mitts, you need to kind of increase for the thumb opening before it goes opening. I've found a pattern on Ravelry, but I've just not got around to working out what I'm going to do in that, so I've paused a little bit on them. But I thought I quite like those colours together, as we can tell with the socks. So yep on them. And my last one, I have dug out of hibernation. It's another blanket. I don't know if I can get this finished by the end of this year. I know that it has been on the needles for almost a decade. But I wanted to do a couple of squares to remind me how much I do enjoy doing it. And I worked out each square takes 5 hours. So this is my, when we all were on the bandwagon of the memory blankets. So shall I show you? It's massive already. Look at that. So the two ones that I've done that one, put my little stitch marker. This stitch marker was a little gift from Red Squirrel and Dune, and it got a little star on, very cute. So I did that one, and I also did that one, and then ran out of wool the last little bit, so I just put a tiny little corner of pink on there. So I think the plan is that I want to fill the columns up first and get them all to a complete square. But I measured this out when I was on a bit of a video call with my friend Ellie last year, and I put it on the bed and kind of said, right, and I think we counted that I needed to do something ridiculous like 60 more squares. It was between 60 and 90, and I thought, oh my god. I'm hoping 90 is the amount of squares that I've done already, but I would like this to be an actual throw to go over the bed and to just kind of drape over it a little bit. So yes, I do like that. My next, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use that one, which is from Super Effective Fibre, which is what I bought. Oh, that's upside down. Oh. Which is what I bought when I was in, I was going to say Manchester, Blackpool. Maybe the brain fog still there. So yeah, they're also coming to spring into wool. So I thought I might do that square next. And then in my, every time like I get some little bits and pieces, I kind of put it in my bag. So that is the leftovers from the berry pick and socks. So that's going in. And these were my leftovers from the anthology throw. So I might kind of stripe them up together because I'm not quite sure if those will be enough for a square, but I'm going to stripe them. And then if I need to do another little corner of something similar, or I might just do a couple of random deep, like a dark blue or a teal contrast or something in it. So yes, so the needles that I use on that one is, I actually use some straights for some reason, 2.5mm. That one. So I do feel like I've got my knitting mojo back. I think, oh god, sitting on all the ends there. I want to like focus on getting that hooded shawl cardigan done, because that is in one of my, what I call my make 9, where you kind of have like a focus of some garments and projects that you want to make throughout the year. I'll have to do a bit of an update. I'll do an update next week, and I'll do it like my little bingo card. Because I think, who is it that's done the bingo card? It's either Giddy Yarns or it's LA Family Yarns. I can't remember. I always get mixed up. Sorry. So yes, that is all that I have to show you, and well done if you've made it this far. I'm actually surprised I made it this far, to be honest with you. So yes, what we're doing. So it's Mother's Day tomorrow. So we are about ready to pack up the car and go over to Southport to see my husband's family, which will be a really nice little break. And yeah, I think that's everything that I have. I will make sure that I take my knitting, don't you worry. I'm even going to get Craig to drive so I can knit in the passenger seat. But it was great to catch up with you all again, and I hope that you have a lovely Mother's Day weekend if you celebrate it, and I hope it goes smoothly if it's something that you just have to get through. But yeah, reach out if you need to say hi, or let me know what your plans are for this weekend, or what. Do you give yourself, is a question, do you give yourself, what's the word? Do you give yourself like unrealistic goals of like, oh yeah, I can knit that jumper by the end of the week? Or I was telling my friend, I forget who it was that I was telling, but many years ago, one of my close friends who lives in Formby, her daughter was getting christened, and she said, would I knit like a plain white cardigan with it? Oh yeah. Now she was about, I want to say about 5 or 6, so it's, you know, it was quite a substantial knit, and for some reason it kept getting delayed, and so I kind of worked on the cardigan and kind of put it to one side, thinking, oh, it'll be a couple of months. And I remember her saying, all right, yeah, so we're still on for the christening, it's on Sunday, and that was like 3 days away. And I'd only done like the back and one of the fronts, and I was all like, yeah, and I had like a whole like left like right front to do, 2 sleeves, and to border the makeup up. Oh my goodness me. Luckily it was like a stockinette with just like I think it had like a picot trim in it or something. Honestly, I'm my own worst enemy, I really am. Anyway, it's 47 minutes past here. I should have said this at the start, but if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for bearing with me. If you are new, welcome. Embrace the knitting chaos, that's what I say. And yeah, thank you ever so much for watching, and please feel free to leave a little comment or like and help those algorithms go up. Right, I'm waffling now. I'll see you again soon. Bye.